Hey guys, welcome to what would technically be week 5, but it's been a few weeks actually, so it's not actually week 5, but it's week 5 of our book reviews. Sorry about the delay in videos, that was technically my fault, I had a family thing. So for this week we did Mr. Murder by Dean Koontz. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this video pretty short because I'm also going to do the video for Lady Midnight next, because that's the book we read after Mr. Murder, and that one's going to be a little bit longer, so this one's going to be kind of short. Quick synopsis, we have our main character, Marty Stillwater, who is a mystery murder writer, and he has a perfect family, perfect daughters, perfect wife, perfect life. He lives in Mission Viejo, which is funny because I just moved to Southern California and my aunt lives in Mission Viejo, so the streets and stuff that he talks about, I've been there, so that's a little weird. But anyway, so it's set in Southern California and it was written in 1993. Marty is encountering some weird things happening where he doesn't seem like himself, and we find out that there's a point of view of someone called a killer who's like a hitman, and he's after Marty's life. Pretty much he wants to be him and steal his family, and we find out that he looks exactly like him. And then it kind of just spirals out of control as he tries to take over Marty's life. The cops don't believe him. His wife does, though. That's good. So then the whole rest of the book is just them trying to escape this guy. So I'll just jump straight into grading. For plot, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because I liked the idea of the plot. It was interesting. I really liked just... when I read the back cover of it, I liked what I read there. So that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. I can't give it anything higher because other than what I read about the plot, it struggled after that. So 3 out of 5, which is pretty high. Readability, it's going to have a little bit of a higher rating because it's easy to read, just like you fly through it. There's nothing in it that really, causes you to stumble. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for readability. It's easy to read. Won't take you very long. It only took me long because I had other stuff in my life going on. Other than that, it doesn't take you long. Character development is the next one I'm going to do, and it is going to get a 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 because the characters are just flat. They're boring. There's not many dimensions to them. They're not very relatable. They don't change or become anything. They're just not much. Next is going to be the cover art, so I'll show you the book again. This is the copy that I have, Mr. Murder by Dean Koontz. It's got rain on a street with trees. Yeah, I think that the cover art grading is gonna be... Is it bad to give it a 0? I'm gonna give it a 0. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 0. Just cause I don't know why there's rain if it's in Southern California. And it doesn't look like a Southern Californian street. I really just don't get the point of it. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it looks okay, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any symbolism that has to do with the book, so what's the point in it? So I'm going to give that a 0. So for writing style, I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5 for Mr. Murder by Dean Koontz. I'm giving it a 1 because I didn't like the way that it was written. I didn't like the way it flowed. And yes, there is a such thing as too much description. To me, it was kind of like he was trying to channel J.R.R. Tolkien. We would handle a 2-page description of a tree and that would be okay because it's Tolkien. Well, unfortunately, he's not Tolkien. So when I'm reading a description of something that's taking way too long to describe something simple, I'm kind of just like, get to the point already. So I definitely marked him down for that. I like description. I just don't like too much description. It got boring. Really boring. And last is enjoyment. Obviously, I did not enjoy it. So I'm going to give it a 1 for that as well. I just didn't like it. It was what was going to happen. I hate books that I can predict. I love books that surprise me at the end, and I just knew everything that was going to happen right before it happened in this book. There was nothing special about it. The characters were flat. It was hard to enjoy this book. So the total for Mr. Murder is going to be roughly about 1.8 out of 5. So obviously not a high rating for this book. It's really disappointing because it was my first ever Dean Koontz book, and I've heard such great things about him as a murder mystery writer, and I was really, really disappointed in this book. I really expected better. I'm not going to give up on him yet because I've only read one book by him. I plan on reading another, and that book will be the deciding factor about whether or not Dean Koontz is worthy of me reading his books. That's stupid, but you know what I mean. So I wouldn't recommend it, this one, particularly. Alright, so the next video is going to be Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I'm super excited to do that video for you guys. I'm going to do it next, right after this one, so be prepared to see that one. And click on our links. Subscribe to our channel, give us suggestions, let us know what you think. If you've read Mr. Murder and you liked it, maybe tell us why, because I know that Tegan's review of this book was just like mine. So let us know if you have a different opinion and why. So